You still the best rapper from Compton?
I'm definitely the best rapper from Compton.
I'll tell you what, we need to keep going back to Whacked Out Murals because I just think that there's layers there. And I think one of the individuals that Kendrick has on his mind when he's just lamenting the lack of flowers that he's getting from the older heads in hip hop, from the OGs, I think one of those most especially is Game. And interviews like this, they don't help. And first and foremost, I got to Shannon Sharp, man. Shannon Sharp was a hell of a player. And I tell you what, he's been on a run. He's been on a run with Club Shay Shay, with just some of the interviews that he's done, some of the people that he's gotten on. I mean, he has really expanded in the hip-hop space, expanded into the news space, the pop culture space, anything and everything, man. We remember that Cat Williams interview. That was epic. That really set the tone. That's Club Shay Shay, man. That's Shannon Sharp doing it again. So it only makes sense and it's only fitting that yet again, Shannon gets a Game on for a very, very spicy interview. Let's dive into this.
Who's the best rapper on the West Coast today?
Game.
Damn, that was quick.
Yeah, it ain't. That's it.
Ain't nobody getting at you?
Can't nobody out-rap me, man.
10 toes down.
Anybody that knows will know. Because people can't, even if you are, like, no one can do what I can do. Like, no one has my skill set. Because not only do I have the ability to wrap circles around people, I'm also with all the bullshit, too, if it came down to that. So it's like, I'm the best rapper in this town.
Damn, Game.
Look, rap is a contact sport. I've said this before. It's competitive by nature. I have no problems with steel sharpening steel, with MCs pushing themselves. If Game thinks that he's the best in his mind and that's his truth that he wants to live by and he has that self-confidence, more credit to him. I got no issues with that. I got no issues with him stepping up and issuing the gauntlet. But notice the way that this is framed, though, by Shannon. Notice where we're going with this about the West Coast. Because context is also key. You think about where the West stands right now. You think about coming out of Kendrick obviously winning that Drake battle, the pop-out concert. Just really feeling like this is a unification of the West Coast. All the love around Kendrick, the love that he's giving back. Like, it feels like the West Coast is very united at this party, except for one. There's one who seemed to have left the party early.
Yeah, I'm the best rapper in this town.
Damn, Game. I mean, the OG, man. There's some OGs, some heavyweights. I mean, Cube, Snoop.
I love
Shout
Cube,
him
but
out.
Cube can't out-rap me. I love Cube. And by the way, the reason that Cube can't out-rap me is because I used Cube's legacy to help me sharpen. Right. I used Snoop's legacy to help me sharpen myself.
I mean, facts, this is how Game learned his craft. And he said this multiple times. You know, after he got shot and he was recovering, he just sat and just listened. Listened to the classics. Studied. Learned from the greats.
He was Dr. Dre, NWA.
And you can't tell me that Game can't rap, right? There was a reason why Game was signed to just a titan of a label at the time. There's a reason why he just fit in right after 50, right after Shady, Dr. Dre production, West Coast. Man, I still go back to this day after the documentary and just think, what if there wasn't this riff? But anyways, I'm digressing here. I'm just projecting.
So it's like those guys came before me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Kobe, right? You know Kobe watched Mike growing up.
For sure,
right?
absolutely.
But
you see the way he walked? You see the way he chewed that gum?
Okay.
He got the wristband on his elbow?
Now, Mike, in Kobe's prime, Mike couldn't hold Kobe.
No.
But that's because he came before him and he done with it. Right. I'm not.
Hang on a second. We're not even talking rap right now. What, Shannon, you were able to see Mike play. What are you talking about, Shannon? Don't you co-sign this?
He got the wristband on his elbow?
Now, Mike, in Kobe's prime, Mike couldn't hold Kobe.
No.
But that's because he.
5-2. 5-2. That was Kobe in championships. What was there, Mike? 6-0. Never lost a championship. Did Kobe ever get a defensive player of the year? Don't you dare tell me that Kobe was better than Mike in his prime. No, I'm not accepting that slander. I'm not accepting that slander around here. Shannon, you should have spoken up on this. You can't just be a yes man to this.
Mike, in Kobe's prime, Mike
West Coast bias.
Couldn't hold Kobe.
No.
But that's because he came before him and he done with it. I'm not saying
Kobe was a great defender. Mike was an even better defender. And then on offense, like, they're even. They have their own games. But still, Mike, man, 6-0. I'm just saying, you want to talk clutch? 6-0 in championships. Come see me.
If I was in 1992 with Cube might be able to,
Yeah.
go crazy.
Right.
But right now, like, nah, it's not a rapper on the West that's better than me.
You still the best rapper from Compton?
I'm definitely the best rapper from Compton.
Definitely?
Definitely.
Is it, I think we're going to talk about it, maybe talk about
Shannon went West Coast, and he's like, no. Let's up it, because he knows he's trying to get a talking point from this. He's doing his job as an interviewer here. This is the sound bite. This is the clip that he wants. This is the service that's coming in. He knows what he's doing. Speaking on Compton, because who is on top in Compton? When we broke down the Game mixtape, and we started talking about some of the shots that Game is taking, Game framed it in a way where it's kind of like, yeah, maybe he's not exactly dissing Kendrick. It's more low-key. Like, he left himself enough wiggle room to slide out of that. And I saw people in the comment section. I saw people when I shared it on social media, like, why are you stirring the pot? Why are you trying to do this? Because this is Game's MO. If Game is willing to diss the people who gave him his chance and his break, if Game is willing to go after the Eminems, the Dr. Dre's, the 50 Cents, why do you think Kendrick is off the table? This is a typical Game MO. This is how he moves. Allies become enemies. Enemies become allies. Like, he's constant. You never know what side this man stands on. The only side that he's on is on Game's side.
Is it? I think we're gonna talk about it. Maybe talk about. I'm gonna talk about it now. Now, we just saw who had that versus. We had No Limit and Birdman.
Oh yeah, Cash Money.
Cash Money.
Yeah.
So
Should have had Wayne at it.
who would you want to do a versus against?
I'm more of a fan. Like, I'm a fan of the Versus series. More of a fan than I am a participant.
Oh, okay.
And I think that
Game ain't going song for song. He wants to go diss for diss. He wants the 300 bars.
with my career, there's only a few names that really even make sense.
Right.
And I think the only person that I could probably be on a Versus with is probably 50 or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
You still got beef with Suge?
Nah, I talked to Suge like a few months ago. He was in good spirits, and he gave me my props. We bumped heads over the years, but again, I don't duck no smoke. So he ended up finding out that the hard way.
What's your relationship with Drake?
Drake? Oh, Drake, that's my brother, man. That's my brother. I don't cut no corners about my friendship with Drake. He always been solid with me. He ain't never done me no wrong. He always look out, for the kids when they want to go to shows and whatnot. And he had never done me no wrong. So
When Drake comes to Compton, when Drake comes to your home, to your hood,
right.
I think this is the big thing here, right? Notice what we're doing. Who's the best rapper on the West Coast? Who's the best rapper in Compton? You better than Cube? You better than the OGs? You better than the ones currently? You better than the Kendricks? Yeah, I'm the best. Follow-up questions to that? What's your relationship like with Drake? Oh, we're tight. We're still homies.
what is the undertaking that you have to take to make sure he can get in and out and have no issues?
Well, it's all love. Yeah, Drake, it was easy in, easy out.
He still got the pass to come to LA, but according to Kendrick, he doesn't. And I talked about this before too. Like, this is the alliance going on where the rift still exists. Whereas everyone else is kind of going Team Kendrick there. Game is still very much Team Drake. And here it is right here, just to reinforce and hammer that point home. And like I said before when we were doing the breakdown, like, I think Game really wants to test himself. And you see it here. This is someone who's still hungry. And props to that. Game is hungry. Game wants a battle. And it makes sense. Why not stir the pot with who we all know is the real king of the West Coast right now? With who we all know is really on top right now of Compton. It's not Game. You know? You ask most people who the number one rapper out of Compton right now at this exact moment in time is. There's going to be more answers for Kendrick than there's going to be for Game. And that's just a fact. That is objective fact. If you go weigh that out. And Game knows that. Game knows that. This is stirring the pot. This is testing the waters through the lines that he dropped, through reinforcing his friendship with Drake, reinforcing kind of where he lies, what side he's on, because he wants to see if he can get a response, right? He's not directly dissing Kendrick, but he might as well be. He might as well be firing shots at Kendrick in this way because he's very cleverly and tactically kind of dancing around it, but he's playing chess. He's just trying to see if he can get maybe under Kendrick's skin. Maybe make him feel a type of way so that Kendrick starts to get more direct, more specific than a whacked out murals. And maybe drops a line about Game. Maybe drops something about, that's what Game's waiting for right now. He wants to see if there's anything that he can take and interpret as smoke or shade his way. Because I guarantee you he's ready. I guarantee you he's already prepared. I guarantee you he's got tracks ready. He's got ideas. He's got concepts cooking up. He's ready to go. He's ready to go. And this is trying to see if you can, enhance the rules of engagement and maybe get a battle going. But listen, I wouldn't be doing my job here if I didn't say what Game has said and what he's gone on the record of saying. This is directly from him in regards to people seeing if he's dissing Kendrick, what he's doing. Y'all reaching. If I got a problem, you ain't gonna need to guess. Secondly, y'all weird ass Me Too fans ride anybody nuts the internet tell y'all to. If it ain't a rapper in this soft ass industry who wants smoke, they know. And any fan who know my body of work, know. Merry Christmas, ho 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 asses, right? That's Game trying to go, look, you would know if I'm being direct, but Game. You're acting like we don't know your history and how you've moved. You've not always been direct. You've not always caught those direct flights. You've had a number of connections before. Don't act like, no, I'm not really stirring the pot. And then you go in an interview and you're like, yeah, I'm the best rapper out of Compton. Yeah, I'm homies with Drake. He's got the pass to fly through LA whenever he wants to. Right? You're saying one thing, but your actions are speaking louder than those words. And it seems like you're moving in a different way than what you're saying that you're moving. And for those thinking, oh no, Game doesn't lie, let's not forget this.
First time I met Kendrick was a long time ago. I don't even know if he'll remember. He was going to the Yet Center in Compton. And as part of a probationary program, I had to go be a big brother.
To me, that's a clever way to word that, to set that up. I don't even know if he'll remember, right? Leaves you in out with this story. And in recalling this
at this Yet Center, and me and my homie Tato,
getting hours signed off, hell yeah.
Yeah, and I wasn't Kendrick's big brother, but he used to come in there and he was real young, man, and he was just always charismatic, always good with the words, man, and just a funny little guy. I don't even know if he remembers that. And so when I had and we grew up like across the street and around the corner from each other. But I gangbang hard and Dot, he non-affiliated, but he Compton. And he ain't no punk either. Right. So and everybody from the hood that don't bang still is from the hood.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like he got that, but I always knew. So in the beginning, I would be going in the beginning of my career, I'd be going by Top Dog's house and just, helping him with J-Rock stuff and lending my, 2 cents since I was a little bit, ahead of the curve than from where they were. And I was always asking Top, I was like, yo, let me get Dot. Mm-hmm. He was like, no. And so he knew what he was. I knew what he was. J-Rock, when I took J-Rock on tour, Dot was hype man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I asked Top again at my house in Glendale. I was like, let me get Dot. He was like, nah. But he was like, yo, what if we piece up TDE? And I was like, man, I got Black Wall Street. I'm good.
Yeah.
I want you to do
So
your
when you
thing.
say let me get Dot, are you talking about let me get him as an artist or as a feature?
Let me get him as an artist because I already knew I knew what he was gonna be. And nobody didn't understand it yet except everybody that was around Top and TDE. They knew. And I knew.
Hindsight is always 20/20. But for me, it goes to show everything. If you look at the members of TDE that responded to this, look at Two T's. Blood faking. He never wanted to sign Kendrick. I think that says it all right there. Even Mixed by Ali is commenting, laughing on it. Going laughing face emojis, right? That's 2 TDE members right there. Basically discrediting what Game is saying. Discrediting that. And there's always been this little bit of friction between online interactions, between Game and between TDE. It's not like it's a big secret at this point in time. It's weird because I think there is that whole being from Compton. There is still that West Coast feeling of uniting. But like we talked about, alliances in the past And loyalty has never really mattered to Game. It's never mattered to him in the past. So why do we all of a sudden want to turn a blind eye? Why do we all of a sudden want to expect that Game is going to change the way that he moves now? I think that you fail to understand Game if you think that he's not really trying to stir the pot here with Kendrick. If he's not trying to see if he can get a response and poke the bear. But comment below, let me know what you guys think. Do you think Game is firing shots? Do you think that he's trying to stir the pot? Or do you still think that he's just talking his shit? He's kind of like skating around it, not really directly addressing it. And if Kendrick responds, what do we get from him? Do we get direct shots, or do we get like a whacked out murals type of energy, which I probably think is the route Kendrick will take if he feels a type of way, if he feels like he needs to acknowledge this in some way. I feel like Kendrick will do it in a more poetic and a more low-key way. But hey, you never know. You never know. These are where the roots, these are where the seeds get planted, and we see where they go. We see where they develop from here. And I think Kendrick's next project will tell us a lot about this situation. But anyways, don't forget to hit that subscribe button on your way out. Notifications on. It all helps. It really does go a long way in supporting the channel. Stay safe. Stay positive. Have a great weekend, everyone. Take care of this. Take care of this. I'll catch you again.